flawlessly. These batteries, unfortunately, were charged a good amount, so there wasn't really much charging time. It still took maybe 2.5 hours, so I don't expect this charging circuit that's in here to charge them very fast, which I am perfectly fine with because charging things fast comes with a lot of downfalls and one upfall, if that even makes sense. So the upfall is you can charge it fast, you get a faster battery life back in full swing. The downfall is they overheat the batteries, they will kill the batteries quicker. So like your cycle, so let's say a battery has 10,000 cycles. The more you keep charging that with a fast charger, it will heat up and basically almost double, if not triple, that um, charge loss. So you will definitely kill the batteries faster. So that's one thing I definitely do not want to do. And just to be on the safe side, I'm fine with it charging at the rate it is. Again, I haven't fully tested this because I need to drain these batteries tonight and make sure that I can charge them from basically zero. That is one thing I have to figure out before I even release this new product. But I'm really hoping for sure that I have a product that works as it's intended to and will be out there for the public to use. So I will be providing battery mod services for the GPI case. I do one right now. It's the LiPo battery, but I will be doing away with the at least cutting up the cartridge. So the cutting of the cartridge will be no longer a thing unless by special request. Just because it takes so long, and 9 times out of 10, I end up messing up the case, as I will show you here in a second. So, like, this case is nicked up. Well, I know this is the back of the case. Nobody's really going to see it all that much. To me, that's just, it irks me. So, I'm trying to stray away from that. So, this is the charge circuit, and I'm just going to show it really quick because I don't need people um, trying to steal it out from under anybody as of yet, because I still need to verify that everything works as intended. So I don't want it getting out there without misinformation going around that they work when in technicality they sort of work. Um, so again, I will be providing two services. I will be providing a LiPo battery mod service. So I will be using 1.5 volt rechargeable LiPo batteries that are AA size. And that will probably be about $60 because the batteries alone are usually about 40. So I mean, that I will pretty much make no money on. I'll probably end up losing some money. Whereas the nickel metal hydrate ones, I will be providing the charge circuit and three batteries, most likely IKEA batteries, because I personally like those. But again, by special request, you can request any batteries you want. Loops, they're basically the same as the Latas, but if you prefer the brand name, that's fine. I'll go ahead and get them. No problem whatsoever. I have no quarrels with that. I'm just saying what I will be providing as a standard. And if somebody wants it upgraded in their eyes, even though these are pretty much the best batteries close to Eneloops that money can buy. Um, so hopefully by the end of the month, I will have this ready to go and get it up and running for people. So I am super excited for that one. It's something that's been long overdue. Another thing, I'm going to have my 3D designer design new cartridges. So I'm going to have him redesign this if he can. Unfortunately, I got to figure out screws and everything and posts and stuff like that. That's going to be a little bit more challenging than I'd like to deal with, but we'll deal with it when it comes to it. Um, So I'm going to have them redesign that. I got to see about PCB because I know a lot of people were asking about having an all-in-one. So I have to see if I can get somebody that can make a PCB. It's a pretty simple PCB. It's just traces more or less. There's no true circuitry on it. And then there's the 3A plus, which I had started working on probably a week after I got my case, and I started working on it and I couldn't get past the button screen. Don't know what was wrong with it. I wired it up wrong somehow. But anyway, people have gotten it working. A member of the GPI case group, Chomp Roth, he has made a 3D printed model of a cartridge that'll fit that. There will be some slimming that needs to be done to get it to fit. I do provide that slimming service if anybody needs it. They are $35 for a Pi A Plus slim down, and that's shipped to you. Another thing I will be working on with my 3D designer, Chad, we will be adding a Game Genie cartridge to use the Pi 3A Plus inside of it in its fullest form. What that'll mean is you can use USB, hopefully you can use HDMI, and pretty much it'll be an all-in-one type thing, and it'll look like an original Game Boy Game Genie. I know it's a little bigger than most people would like, but I'm trying to bring back the whole nostalgia look of the Game Boy case to the GPI case. Another thing I'm going to probably have them do is design this case, but have an HDMI out area, and see if we can try and get that to work. I don't know how well it'll work, but we'll see. Another thing is a Game Boy camera. I know I showed off a little bit of that. I haven't really tinkered around with the settings. I'd like to get it in its true fashion of 8-bit black and white pixelated picture. That would be cool to have that, but I know there's several settings on there which I didn't even know until I started messing around with it on the GPI case. But yeah, there's several different settings of video modes and what have you. So I got to get with somebody to set up a quick menu in the RetroPie setup. So it'll be like its own emulator, I guess you could call it. So that's another thing I'll be working on. Another added on thing, which I don't think will be a big seller because the case is pretty loud itself in terms of music. Again, bringing back the nostalgia look is the Newbie dual speaker setup for the Game Boy. And basically it's just two speakers that clip into the bottom here, and it's got a 3.5 millimeter jack and then a 9 volt. Obviously, the one that I will have designed will be updated with the newer stuff. It'll be stereo. It'll be nice sounding. So, again, I don't think it'll be a huge seller, but it's something that I wanted to have. I basically want to try and bring back all the accessories, if I can. Not sure if that's going to happen, but that's one of my goals that I'm going to try and do is bring back all that old nostalgia stuff. I think that's pretty much it. Oh, so I have all the parts off to my 3D designer, Chad, and he's going to redesign a GPI D-pad because the Game Boy Pocket, while it's nicer, it does sit quite deep inside of the case, and a lot of people didn't like that. Excuse me. So I'm having him redesign that. I also have a controller of a Super NES controller, so he can redesign buttons to have that divot for SNES and Super Famicom buttons. So you guys can have your Super GPI case set up, whatever you want to call it, and get that type of experience too. I'm still working with Rorik and Rorik's Retro Corner in trying to get current button colors out, but we will only be doing normal buttons, nothing concaved or convex, whatever you want to call it. I don't know the exact name of it. I'm sorry, it's 3 o'clock in the morning here, so I'm just Anyway, they will be colored buttons or clear buttons or whatever that we decide to put them out there. And I still have yet to decide on pricing and if he's even able to find time to do them right now. So we'll see. With that all said, I have one other new addition to my ridiculous amount of 3D printers that I have. So if anybody knows anything about 3D printing, there's two different styles. There's SLA, DP, DLP, resin printers, basically. I think it's SLS is another one in there. But anyway, resin versus FDM. Now that's your normal printers that, excuse me, would print things like this, and it has like lines and whatnot, something like this. Kind of flimsy, usually use just regular plastic, trinket stuff. Should have had a glass of water before I did this. Anyway, so that's something I will be working with, but I ended up getting a really, really cheap, used, busted up printer that is a resin printer. So it is quite a small build volume. As you can see here, here's the GPI case. And there's basically, I think it's pretty much maxed on its Z height. So as you can see, I don't think we'll be able to print a GPI case. Maybe if we put it angled at this way, we might be able to get away with it. I'm not sure if that's even possible, plausible, whatever. I might have to get a bigger machine or contract somebody to make the cases, if that is the case. No pun intended. But what that'll allow me to do is make better buttons for you guys. So when I have Chad design these D-pads and buttons and everything, if I were to print them on these FDM printers, they wouldn't feel very nice in the hand. I can get them to feel pretty nice if I put different nozzles on them, but then I'd have to change my settings, keep a close eye on them because they do act quite differently on a smaller nozzle. Whereas a resin has no lines in it. So if you know anything about regular print, 3D printers, there's lines in it. Yes, you can smooth it out with a lot of work, a lot of hand work. Whereas that work is pretty much all done. You just go ahead and prep it for primer and spray paint and call it a day. So yeah, we'll try and get that all set up. I do have a few other modifications in my mind. Excuse me, jeez. To add on to the GPI case, but one of the big things right now is definitely that nickel metal hydrate charging circuit. Again, that will definitely change a lot of things, not just for the GPI, but you can use that for a Game Boy Pocket, a Game Boy Color, maybe even a Game Genie if you tie not a Game Genie, a Game Gear, if you tie two of them together. A PC Express, if you guys know what that is, Turbo Express, TurboGrafx Portable, and a Atari, things like that. Basically, you can keep the batteries in there at all times, charge them from there, and call it a day. So yeah, if you guys have any ideas on the subject, by all means, comment below, message me on my Akuma Mods page through Facebook. I'm always around if you guys need help with setting up stuff, help with 3D printers. I'm always around to be a helping hand if you really need it. A lot of people know that. I'm just reiterating it to those who don't. Another thing, if you guys have bought products from me, whether it be a GPI case, a USB cable, something super simple, doesn't matter. Go ahead and write a review if you can, whether it be good or bad. It does not matter to me. I want people to know the full experience that you get from buying from me, shopping through my website. It's not even my website, it's a Facebook website. Anyway, I want people to get to know the full experience of what you, as a customer, experience with me. I just want people to know that they're in good hands with Akuma mods. But anyway, if you guys can, go ahead and like and subscribe and even share the videos that we got going on here. I will be making more videos as we get more parts coming in and more mods and all kinds of different stuff. I have a couple videos that I need to do with some 3D printer upgrades, as well as showcasing some of the GPI images on the current Retroflag GPI case. So, so yeah, we got a quite a hectic schedule going on here, and I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get really anything in going because I'm more interested in getting these parts ready to go for everybody to buy or print themselves. Because obviously I'm going to sell them, but I'm also going to provide all the information that I possibly can so people can benefit off of it as well, and people who are more talented to do it themselves and feel a little more accomplished if they want. Not saying that, people that aren't talented aren't feeling accomplished, whatever. Uh, Take it however you want. But anyway, I just wanted to give you guys that quick update, even though this video is 22 minutes long now. And just let you know what I'm working on. I do have some other stuff, but again, I don't want to make this a half-hour video. But just keep an eye on the GPI case user group. There's a lot more stuff that's coming through. I know Adam Forrester just keeps trucking away on images and tweaks and settings and all kinds of different goodies. Like, that is a talented man right there when it comes to the software side. I wish I had that type of talent for that. But I'm good enough with my modification stuff where it keeps me occupied. Anyway, you guys have fun and happy gaming.